Well, Alison Kerry is here from the disability equality charity Scope. So, Alison, we've just been hearing about the impact of over £4,200 on bills. What's that going to mean for people who've been in touch with your charity?
Well, we're seeing a staggering increase in referrals to our disability energy service, which is Scope's helpline for people struggling with energy bills at the moment. And we've had about 500% increase on the same time last year. And I think that just goes to show the kind of desperate situation that many people find themselves in. And for a lot of people, it's simply not possible to turn the power off. So at the moment, we're seeing calls from people who are disabled who are being robbed of their independence because they can't afford to power vital equipment, such as an electric wheelchair or a mobility scooter. And then they're missing medical appointments as a result. Or they can't afford to put the heating on when they need it, and that they may struggle to regulate their temperature, and that's having detrimental effects on their condition. So we're really worried that there are a lot of people whose choice is not just heating or eating, but powering life-saving equipment.
And you're saying life-saving equipment there, and you've painted a really bleak picture of the people who are calling. Could potentially people die from this rise? Because you're saying life-saving equipment here. This isn't something that you can just kind of turn on or off, is it?
Yeah, the choice is, for some people, is not there. Some people have dialysis machines at home, and they have ventilators at home, and the energy bills are rocketing and are going to continue to do so throughout the winter, and people are really quite terrified and quite desperate about the situation ahead.
And so, just to be clear, is it worse for people who have particular disabilities who are at home most of the time? Just paint us a picture of how bad targeted it is for them in particular.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of disabled families where you may be at home more of the time. If you struggle to regulate your temperature, that might mean that you're having to spend the choice of just more time in bed because you can't, you're limiting yourself to one room to conserve energy and conserve heat. And, it's a really desperate situation for a lot of people at the moment.
Well, the frontrunner in the Conservative leadership contest, Truss, has said that she'll deal with the circumstances as they arise, and she's committed to making sure that people are supported. Are you reassured by that?
I think that the government needs to act right now. They need to prioritise support for disabled families who are being hit the worst right now. And as soon as that new PM is in place, they need to be acting on this. Rishi Sunak previously committed and acknowledged that life costs more if you're disabled and offered £150 cost of living payment. But frankly, that's not enough in the sheer scale of the problem that we're now facing this winter.
So then briefly, what would be enough, do you think? Because there have been measures that have been put in place.
Yes, but in the scale of the costs that are about to hit people, I think we could be doubling, if not trebling, the size of the support on offer to help support people through this winter. I think what's been offered already is inadequate with the projections that we're now facing.